this. Nothing like some sand under your tires and under your toes. Welcome back to Overland NZ. You join me at Riversdale Beach on the east coast of the Wairarapa in the lower North Island. I've been wanting to get back here for almost 10 years. I've been to the head just up here, but I've never managed to get any further than that. So today, in this trip, we're gonna punch south, but I'm hoping to get around the head and head as far south as we can. In theory, there is a road that I can turn off and head back up into the hills to get to camp tonight. Whether or not we can actually get through, we're gonna go find out. Welcome, this is awesome.
This episode is brought to you by Overland Navigator. Hundreds of routes all over New Zealand, built by four-wheel drivers for four-wheel drivers. Grab it from the app or Play Store today and start exploring.
So I'm not 100% sure what I'm actually up against here. I know that this is a low tide track, and in high tide you're gonna be pretty hard pressed to get around the heads. But I'm hoping I can get all the way south to where I want to be.
With the tide being super low, all of these really cool rocks are up and out of the water. It's kind of cool to see. The inland route enticed me here. Went up through the dunes, but it was also when I realised I probably should have aired down, as coming through this little pinch here was quite soft. Overall though, this beach run was exactly what I was hoping it was going to be. But very soon I came up upon a gate.
It's not locked.
I checked the public access inside of Overland Navigator and it said that this was the road and the way out of here, so I pushed on through and honestly hoped for the best. I didn't want to be on private land for obvious reasons. And on the way out I got stuck in the most Kiwi of traffic jams. I spent the rest of the afternoon winding my way through the forest of the Wairarapa before heading towards Morrison Bush for camp that evening.
And we are here. Gave Brian a buzz. All good to stay. Just give him a ring when you come in. Super easy, real friendly dude. Now, I'm going to be that orchid guy who drives around camp for 5 minutes looking for somewhere to stay. It's not looking too busy. $8, pretty reasonable. Right on the river, comes with toilets. Can't complain.
I found the perfect spot with views out over the river. It's time to get set up for camp and settle in for the night.
So I am so amped with this new tent. Like, that took less than a minute from getting up to camp and having it all set up and ready to go. I've already got my pillow and sleeping bag in there, and we're good to go for a night under the, well, I was hoping the stars, but it looks like it's going to be a bit cloudy.
With some weird, self-inflicted electrical issues on this trip, I set up the solar panel just to suck up the last of any juice it could and top up that battery to last all night and charge up the camera gear and keep the fridge going. It was then time to get set up, get some food into me. It was pretty late and I was quite hungry by this stage. I had a super lazy dinner of hot dogs and the sun popped out, so I sat down and just enjoyed the evening. It was pretty cool.
Alrighty, I am fed, I am watered, I'm at camp. This place is awesome. Gonna call it a night, I think, and go do some work and then crash out and figure out what the plan is for tomorrow. Not really sure at this point. Maybe go that way, up into the hills. Figure it out. Catch you in the morning.
The birds got me up nice and early that morning, which was well worth it. The sun was out and the campsite looked incredible. With some breakfast and coffee in me, it was time to get packed up and make a move. I had a real limited time frame today and I needed to make the most of it. Well, that was a pretty sweet night. Got as cold as they were saying it was going to. So good. Morrison Bush, cool little spot. Except for the magpies at 5 AM or whatever it was. Having scoured over the maps the night before, I decided to head up the Wairarapa Valley and check out the river.
So I very nearly gave up on this road just then until I spotted, about 50 meters from the end, a little entrance down to this river, and this is incredible. Massive swimming spot just up there, even there to be honest. Nice calm waters, and oh, this would be a cool place to come and like hang out with the family for the day. I reckon you could probably drive a little bit further that way. Don't know if I'm gonna bother, it's bumpy, but this is cool. Very pretty, and as I said, I nearly didn't bother coming up here, so I'm real stoked that I did. What a cool spot.
After leaving the river, I headed south towards Anoki Spit and Palliser Bay, one of those spots that I absolutely love and return to again and again. And of course, getting down onto the beach is always a bit of fun via this route.
So this is, without a doubt, one of my favorite beaches in the lower North Island. We're on Anoki Spit right now. Stunner of a day. This place is normally absolutely wild with the weather. It pumps through here, as you can imagine. You get slammed by the southerly, slammed by the northerly, but get a day like this, it's a pretty amazing place to come hang out. Sand's as soft as ever, and we're gonna punch down that way to Ocean Beach. Let's roll. So if I can offer you one little piece of advice from my years of driving on sand, especially soft sand like this, in an automatic vehicle, flick it into low range. It will make everything so much easier, and you don't run the risk of overheating your transmission as easily. As you keep your engine revs up high, that keeps everything cooler and running smoother. I learned very quickly in the olden days that high range, soft sand, don't mix well. So yeah, that there is what I'm trying to avoid. It's not going to look like much on camera, but that's probably 2 meters. Tiny bit less. So the goal is to find a way through here somewhere. It's looking pretty good just up there.
With a rough route picked out, it's time to drop down into the whatever this was and try and make my way through the river. Pre the big storm a few months ago, this was a walk in the park. You wouldn't have even blinked twice at it. With all of the sticks and channels of water though, it made it a little bit interesting to get through. And when I came through here, I don't know why I picked this particular line. I should have gone just next to it. It turned out to be quite soft. Eventually though, I bumbled my way through and we got up onto the main path again.
And here we are, Corner Creek campsite. It's cool to see this place open again. It got pummeled about a month ago, 2 months ago, and basically where I am now was underwater. So it is cool to see it back open again. And I guess this brings me to the end of this trip. I was gonna go down the coast a little bit, but there's a big sign there just saying don't bother at the moment. It's really bad. And I've got plans of coming back here, let's just say that. And getting around the slip in a slightly different way, maybe. So thank you for joining me. It's been a pretty weird little adventure. I didn't really know where I was going, was the gist of this whole trip. I was just kind of making it up and ending up in some cool places. Remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I don't know, catch you next time on Overland in Zed. Give a little wander around here. It's a pretty cool spot. See you later.
Sometimes